Hello, hello. Back at it another day of leak coding. What is up, guys? It's number 56, merge intervals. I have a birthday party to go to today, so this is gonna be pretty fast. As you know, new pattern, new coding pattern. So new coding patterns are usually pretty easy because I learned the pattern beforehand before I worked through this set of questions. So um, for that initiated, that's the context. But I hate saying this, Nisha. Yeah, this is a new pattern day, so it's pretty easy. Learn this pattern beforehand, or the general premise of the patterns I'm going to be working through for the next couple of days. Let's start here. Given an array of intervals where interval I star, merge all the overlapping ones and return array with the non-overlapping that cover all the input. Okay. So for this question, we essentially have overlapping time intervals, right? Not really time, but value intervals. We know this from the array we've been given, right? Sometimes the one block from 1 to 3 will overlap from, like, let's say 2 to 6, right? So the correct idea here, I think the naive idea, and the idea I wouldn't pass myself to come up with, is probably brute forcing it in a sense where you, for each interval, you check all the other intervals in the interval array and run like various if statements through that, right? Like if n time of this one is in between the n time and start time of another interval, and like various conditions, like edge cases like that, right? I think that is one way to go about it, but that gets a lot really complicated, right? Because you got to check like start time as well, and like edge cases where they're like border each other. So it makes the way in which you kind of merge these intervals overly complicated in a way we're not supposed to. So the correct design, or like the coding pattern here, I think, is we first sort the intervals. Now, I don't know if I can just do this. Like, does this work? I don't really know how this works. Like, can we just sort this in this fashion? How do I submit? Submission is not showing up. Okay, we're refreshing. Still not showing up. What is happening today? What? Oh, I was just above. Oops, my bad. Sorry. Like, does that print out a sorted interval is what I'm asking first? If so, that's great. We're like... Yes, it does. Okay. So this sort correctly sorts the intervals. And now we do for I in range of 0 length of intervals. I think this is how we should go about it, at least. If intervals I, and we're checking the, what do we check here? Because we know now that the start time is always smaller, right? Let me see, is there any one? Okay. What is the case where we check for interlapping? So 1, 4, and 4, 5. We check if Well, we obviously know that because it's sorted, we know that let's say A is the one we're on and then B is the one after. A dot start is smaller than B dot start. So it has something to do with end. So maybe A dot n less than, greater than, or equal to B dot n, B dot start, or smaller than or equal to B dot n. Right, so 1 greater than or equal to, see if even it's edging, if it's even if 4 and 4 is equal to each other, we're still merging intervals. Do intervals I plus 1 or intervals I1 greater than intervals I 0, no, less than or equal to, or I1, yeah, if it's less than or equal to the starting of the next one, or greater than or equal to the end intervals I plus 1 end of another, then we say yo, stop, and then we do something like we remove the future one. We go on the current one. Max is equal to max num is equal to max of intervals I1, I think, and intervals I1 plus 1, right? I plus 1. So we have the max num now, and then we can set intervals I max num, right? Let's go to max num. I2, no, I1 is equal to max num, which is beautiful, right? And if this is the case, we're also removing the excess interval. I have no idea how to remove element from array. Python. I generally don't know. I don't know the method. Okay. So value and pop. Okay. Intervals dot pop I plus 1 in this case, right? And if this is popped, we do I minus equals 1. Right? And then we can return intervals here. And that should work. But what if the length is like 1? Or if it's just... Wait, if the length is 1, then the for loop doesn't run, we just return it, right? Index out of range. Okay. I don't know how that would happen. Oh. Did I do something wrong here? Because we're going to the length of intervals -1, which I think is reasonable here, right? We're not going to we're stopping one before. So how is especially on an example like this, it wouldn't make sense, right? Once we're printing things out, print intervals. Let's print something just to see what's happening, I guess. Three, 6, 18. Okay. Is length of intervals recalculated at each, like after each iteration? Maybe not, right? Maybe that's the issue. So then if that's the case, while I less than or equal to less than length of intervals -1. I know this definitely updates. I plus or equal 1. And I equals 0. Oh, no declaration types in Python, of course. Sorry. So interesting. Wow. That should have been 6, not. We're starting at 0. And then we go back to 1. It should be. I just want to see what happens to the interval each time. So 1, 3, 2, 6, 1, 3, 2, 6. Wow. Something's wrong. Should not be 1, 3, 2, 6 on the next iteration. Something should have changed. Interval index 1, 3 is less than or equal to intervals It should be greater than or equal to intervals index 1 plus 1, or it's greater than the start and less than the end. Greater than the start. That's fine, right? Do we need less than the end? If it's more than the end, then we got a problem as well, right? Okay, so for here, greater than the start is a good check. For here, that's fine. Do we even need that? Maybe I'm trolling? This is just not needed. I don't know what I'm thinking. Store this though. Something of this sense is needed now. Maybe I'm just wrong? Oh, it just works. Great. Oops. So overcomplicated it. Wow. I'm so glad. That's great. We get it. We did it, guys. That's not fast though. Wonder why. Thought I did pretty well in this in terms of the speed here, but maybe something weird with accessing. I don't know. Let's see. I can just check. Faster for this question on merged intervals. Oops, forgot to link the question itself. Okay. Wow, okay. True. Merged. That's fair. I don't have to do this either then. Wait, does this even work? Okay, if I'm pending. Look at the next one. Right. Oh no, we still should skip one. Right, because we took the max one already. We just skip this one. So we can just do it. We can just skip over via index plus or equals 1. Oh, merged. Ah. What? Oh. Oops. What did I do? What I do? What I do? Okay, let's see how to do this. Intervals if merge and start. That's the merge one. Oh yeah. Like if normally this doesn't run, we also still just append it, right? Okay. Okay. I think this solution is cool. I have a birthday party to go to, and I think that's more important. So I'm gonna come back and look at it. But yeah, leak code for today. Good leak code, pretty easy. Yeah, sorry for taking a light. Frankly, I think I need to push myself more in the future. Yeah, thanks guys. Peace.